Good morning, class. I hope you are good today. We are back again. My name is Someleze Makubalo. We'll be talking about human reproduction. We have a subheading called Uterine cycle and menstruation. Let's get to the business of the day. Hope you will enjoy the lesson. So this is a structure that represents female reproduction. So within that structure we have the left hand side and the right hand side. On the left hand side we have the fallopian tube and the ovaries, and also on the right hand side the fallopian tubes and ovary. So here, this we call ovaries. So now there are two hormones that I want to introduce to you. The first hormone is called FSH. FSH. This is called a follicle stimulating hormone. This hormone stimulates a follicle within the ovaries. So, but this hormone also causes secretion of what? It causes secretion of another hormone called estrogen. We'll talk more about this hormone, estrogen. This is a very important hormone if we want to deal with the uterine cycling. Now, let's get to the business. We have FSH. What is the function of FSH? FSH is to what? Stimulate the follicle inside the ovaries. And then we have also estrogen that is secreted or that is produced by FSH, which is a follicle stimulating hormone. But I want to dwell on estrogen. What are the functions of estrogen? We'll be analyzing the structure of the females that is helping when we do reproduction, or that assist during pregnancy, or uterine cycle, menstruation cycle, and all that. So I want to talk to you guys about this place. This is a very critical place in order for a baby to be implanted. So I will talk to you about what happens here. There are key words that I want to highlight to you guys. This hormone is responsible for the preparation of endometrium. So this is endometrium. Endometrium. So what is the function of this hormone? This hormone helps us to prepare estrogen, help us to prepare endometrium, endometrium. That means estrogen is responsible for the preparation of what? Of endometrium. But the question may be, how does estrogen prepares endometrium? I will explain that to you guys. So this is our endometrium point. So this is our endometrium. So how does the estrogen prepares endometrium? Estrogen prepares the endometrium by pumping blood into the endometrium or into the uterus wall. Pumping blood into the uterus walls. So estrogen basically pumps blood to the what? To the endometrium wall. Why does estrogen have to pump blood to the uterus wall? Now listen to me. This is the place whereby the child or the growing child is implanted. What do I mean by saying implanted? Remember on our previous video we said that the egg moves to the fallopian tubes. But when the egg moves to the fallopian tubes, waiting for the sperm to fertilize. Once the sperm fertilizes the egg, that means there will be a zygote that will be formed. When that zygote is formed, and then it will divide as it goes down through the fallopian tubes into a blastocyte. Then once it divides, it will get to the uterus as a what? As an embryo. Now, when it gets to the uterus as an embryo, it must be implanted into the what? Into the endometrius or into the uterus. Why does it have to be implanted into the uterus? So that it can grow. Basically, endometrium is a site of growth for a what? For a child. Or it's a site of growth of uterus. So in order for us to be able to, I would ask you a question. Why do you use a pillow when you're sleeping? Because you want to be comfortable, is it? So that child needs to grow lying somewhere. So that child grows on the what? On the endometrium. So estrogen is responsible by what? Preparing endometrium. How does it prepare endometrium? By pumping blood into the what? Into the uterus wall. Uterus wall and endometrium is the same thing. How does it do that? Now, listen to me. Then once estrogen has pumped blood into the uterus, it makes what? Estrogen makes the uterus what? Thicker. Estrogen makes uterus what? Glandular. I believe some of you have, a gizzard. If you have seen a gizzard and you can feel it, how strong it is. So basically, estrogen is responsible to make this place to look like a gizzard. It becomes strong, it becomes thicker. And last one, it becomes muscular. I've heard of someone saying that, hey, that guy is muscular, he's strong. So basically, estrogen makes endometrium thicker, muscular, and glandular. It becomes like those guys that are lifting weights, hey? So this place, it becomes thicker, muscular, and glandular. By what? How does it become thicker, muscular, and glandular? By the help of estrogen. And how does estrogen achieve that work? Because that's a serious work, hey? It achieves that work through pumping blood into the endometrium. Basically, this is muscular, thicker, and glandular because of what? Of blood. So there is full of what? Of blood. That can I use the word? That blood clots and it becomes strong. So now, why do we have that? We have that so that when the egg is released into the what? To the fallopian tubes. When the egg is released to the fallopian tubes, and then sperms comes in and infuse. So once the sperms comes in and infuse the egg, then pregnancy take place. Once pregnancy take place, that which is formed here is called what? Zygote. As it goes down through the fallopian tubes, it develops, mitosis take place and forms a blastocytes. Once blastocytes form, when it reaches the endometrium, where blastocyte must be implanted, it tends to become what? It tends to become an embryo. So basically, this whole work that estrogen is doing in the endometrium, it is preparing for what? For implantation. Implantation of what? Implantation of an embryo. So this is an implantation what? Site. Implantation. What is being implanted in the what? In the uterus. What is being implanted there is what? Is embryo. Embryo. So embryo is implanted on the endometrium. Why is it implanted on the endometrium? It's because endometrium has been prepared by who? By estrogen. How? By making endometrium thicker, muscular, glandular. Why does it make muscular? Does it make it muscular, glandular, and thicker? So that the implanted embryo will have a place to sit on and grow. But now the question is, what if fertilization doesn't take place? If fertilization doesn't take place, there will be an introduction of this process called menstruation. But we'll talk about this process in the next video. I hope you enjoyed the lesson. Take the notes. God bless you.